there, my name is Samuel, welcome back to another video where today we should be taking a look at the other big release for me on September 1st, which was the 75319, the Armorer's Mandalorian Forge, which does include 258 pieces, and this did originally retail for £28, $30 and €30, and this is of course from the Mandalorian Season 1, I do believe, yes, because that is when he got his jetpack, I believe, yes that is. So yeah, this honestly is another really awesome set, and it's really weird why this just randomly got released now, because presumably we still got a couple more Star Wars. We've got the UCS Walker coming out, then we might have like Imperial Star Destroyer, like a freebie that's not completely rumoured, that's more up in the air. Then the Ahsoka Brickheads, which should be coming out before the end of the year, so we have got that. But yeah, this honestly I think is a really nice little playset. The minifigures, you know, they're awesome and bad at the same time. I'll get a bit more into that in depth when we talk about the figure section, but yeah, this build is really unique. So let's take a look at the minifigures, then we'll take a look at the build. So starting off with the minifigure selection, here we have the Mandalorian in his Beskar outfit, which what they've actually done is take away the cape and include the backpack, which honestly I'm really happy they did that. It honestly makes it a really cool variation. You can see the arm printing there with the mud horn symbol there. You can see the flamethrower and the rocket thing. That's the rocket one rather, sorry. The detail honestly on the Mando fig is absolutely incredible, and it's a shame that I guess they've done it a couple times with Spider-Man and him. When they know they're going to reuse the figure a lot, they like put lots of like detail into it. It's just a shame that they don't always do that. But yeah, taking a look at that, you can see what he looks like. I think, yeah, it's honestly a shame that he doesn't have the helmet, but I think we will get a proper head rather at some point. You can see he has the back printing. Honestly, I think this is a really good minifigure. Honestly, the detail is fantastic, and the fact that they've actually let us have a different variation with the jetpack, I think is really cool. So yeah, that is Mando in this outfit, which is really awesome. Up next, we have the Armorer, which honestly, this minifigure I definitely think could have been done a little bit better. There's a few things. So number one, you can see that she doesn't actually have her cape properly. It's sort of done like this, which honestly, I think the best way to do this would have been sort of used the style of mud cape that they used for that Han Solo and that TIE Fighter. That would have looked much better, and the waist cape as well. And maybe that fur neck piece that they used for, I believe, Kraven the Hunter. I think that really would have made this figure better. But nevertheless, I still think this figure is decent, you know. I think it is still a pretty good minifigure. You can see we have the helmet there, which does look cool, but it's inaccurate as it is Gar Saxon. So yeah, you can see the fur printing, which is good. This figure is good, don't get me wrong. This is a good first attempt, but can it be better? I do think so. I think they could give her a waist cape, give her a proper like fur style cape, and then give her what do you want to call it, a better helmet. The cape actually, I'm thinking something like this that they use for Master Wu. I think that would be really cool, like a synthetic cape like that. I think that would be really awesome. So yeah, that is the Armorer minifigure. I think it is a great first step that definitely can be better in the future. But if this is the only version we get, I'm still happy with it. But one minifigure I am really happy with is Paz Vizsla. Wow, they absolutely went full out. It was honestly like they were like, you know what, we want to do this really well, don't we, this minifigure? And they have. That kind of is what leads me to believe that we will get another Armorer, because it's like this character that you only really see once or twice, and I presume Lego were like, hey, we're only going to really get a chance at this before a remake, which we won't do for hopefully like 10-15 years, if ever. So let's really go full out, which honestly looks awesome. You can see we have the mud horn there. We have the like helmet there, which honestly I think the helmet looks really cool, like a bullet at the top. You have the gun there, which I really like the way that's done. You can see that there, which is pretty cool. Then the armor is actually Wreckers, which for me is my first time getting it, so that is really cool. You can see we have the backpack there, which I really like the look of that. And this helmet, armor piece rather, I think is really good for Wrecker. I really like that they've done that. And taking a look at the printing, which copies some of it underneath, I think that looks really cool, and it still looks okay like that, you know. I still think that looks really cool. Like honestly, it's a really good minifigure. There's the back printing. So yeah, that is the minifigure for Paz Vizsla. Honestly, I think it's just a really astounding minifigure. Like the printing is really good for this character. Honestly, it's really good to see. And there again is the armor, which I think is really neat. So that is the final minifigure. Now let's take a look at the Mandalorian Forge itself. So let's start off by taking a look at the actual Mandalorian Forge itself, with the Armorer with her little station here, which honestly, I think that's done really neat. You can see we have this sticker which goes all the way around. I believe that's been in another Star Wars set, or a sticker that's honestly really familiar to that. You can see that we have the little table here, which this table, I honestly don't really get the logic. I don't remember it being like actually in the show, which I know I am one about accuracy, but I mean, you can add the figures there, they can sort of have a chat, but really it's a forge. You're not really going to be there. You kind of just stand there and wait for it to be done, you know. But actually removing the figure, you can just have a look at the little box there. I think it's a really pretty neat build. Like, I really think it's creative the way they've done it with the Technic pin. They don't normally do that with Technic pins, so I think that's really cool. The actual man, like the Beskar is actually just an ingot, which I mean, I think that's okay. But taking a look at the Forge, you have all the blue flames, which honestly I think are just really neat. Like, I think they just look really good. You can see we have the crane arm going up. It looks really cool. You can sort of angle it a little bit, but I mean, why would you really want to move that? It looks fine where it is. But yeah, it looks really cool. You can just see what it looks like. So yeah, that's what it is. It has some tools. Again, it has like the seating station, which I think is really neat. So yeah, that is the Mandalorian actual Forge itself. Now what we can do, we can actually attach it to the next part, which that is simply how it's done. So now let's quickly deattach it and take a look at the back wall. So taking a look at the actual back wall of the set, you can see what it looks like. This, honestly, I would say is quite an iconic location from the Mandalorian. So to me, I sort of memorize the area. It's just one of those that you sort of just remember, you know, like the Millennium Falcon, TIE Fighter, just know what they look like. I just remember this is kind of like the layout. You have the little stamp part, you've got that there. Like, I think it's just done really nice. But taking a look, you can see that we have, I believe that's the Mudhorn, I believe, signia for the Mandalorian clan, which that honestly is a really good sticker. I really like the look of that. Moving down, you've got a broom, you've got the arch, you have a Mandalorian helmet here in gunmetal grey, which honestly is absolutely incredible. Or Beskar, if you want to call it that. Honestly, that looks absolutely incredible. You have another one which is a bit crooked, so that's why I put it at the back. We've also got this that sticks out, which I get why they've done it, but still it's kind of weird that it does stick out. It means you can't put it flush against the shelf, but I mean, you most probably wouldn't want to. You can see moving it around, it's got some just really nice detailings, and this actually is a really cool little feature that I didn't even realize until I built it. Sorry, you can just pull this whole cabinet up. That's a really cool feature. You can see that there, and that's the idea. Or you can push it forward. So I really like that. I think it honestly is a really smart decision. Just had a nice little feature. Then taking a look at the actual cabinet itself, you can see that you simply just open the doors like that. I think that is honestly really cool. You can see we have like the pliers, which that would have been great as a new mold. I honestly really would have liked it. Then we also have these two cabinets, which yeah, it's not the easiest to get into, but if you want to have a look, you actually have a thermal detonator and a blaster in there. So that is that. And you also have a bar of Beskar, which honestly is really cool. I really just like the look of this. I think it's just a really neat set. It's quite compact and it just has all the like essential details that you would need for it, which I think are really cool. And if we quickly pop that back on there, you can see what it looks like in there, which that looks really cool. And you can see that there. And then taking a look, I mucked that sticker up. I know, I couldn't believe it. I was looking at it and I was like, how? I tried to fix it, but I really couldn't. That really went wrong. But taking a look at the panel, you can see that there. And then taking a look, we got like a hologram, which I believe is that, I can't tell. No, I don't think that's Mando. I think it's Paz Vizsla. Yeah, it is. You can see that there. So that is really neat. You have the station for the stamping for the Mudhorn insignia. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Honestly, I think it's really cool. And one thing I want to show you is what it looks like here, because that is of course how it looks in the show quite a bit. You can see that there, which is really neat. So yeah, that's what the Forge looks like. Honestly, I think this is a really good set. So there we have it. I hope you did enjoy this video. Overall, I think this set honestly is a really neat set. I think it's really fantastic. Honestly, the accuracy is absolutely fantastic. In fact, you've got the entrance to the left, you've got the cabinet. The way the cabinet opens, I just want to say, is honestly really neat. I really like the way that's done. But yeah, it's really cool. Like I said, the Armorer figure definitely could have been improved, but I think it's really cool. The actual Forge itself is a fantastic looking design. The crane doesn't look too bad. I think it looks really neat. You got the little bit at the back where they I believe where she did the stamp. It all just goes really well, and they've done it in a really good scale. So they've put all the main parts, because when I think of the Forge, I think of like the entrance, the cabinet, and like the area where she's like making it, and like the area where she's actually melting it. Those are like the major points. So the fact that they've done that, I think, is fantastic. Also, you get the helmet as well, which I think is really neat. So yeah, I think this is definitely a really good set. If you're a fan of the Mandalorian like myself, I think it's an absolute steal. It's a really good set. £28 I think is a fair price for it. So yeah, now it's up to you guys. What do you think? That I've given my thoughts on it, and now you can sort of decide what you want to do. If you want to pick it up, do you want to wait for it on sale? Maybe not, but I would 100% recommend it. So thank you all for watching this video. What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and until the next video, see you there. Bye for now.